with DGN Vision himself.
Hey, yo, what's good? It's your boy AR Green. You are now tuned in with DGN Vision. Run that shit.
Deion Sanders, man. This is like Deion came hardcore, man. That shit, that press conference where he was just telling them to go ahead and transfer. That shit, I thought this was crazy, man. Like I thought it was crazy.
They took a clip off that. He didn't tell them to transfer. Technically,
he didn't tell them, but he said it. I mean, it was like it was hardcore. But hey, I rather the coach say that than the bullshit around, and then you ain't even playing. He told him what it was. But let me play Bomani Jones.
Step into
Deion
other
Sanders
HBCUs.
has spent the last 35 years telling us there ain't but one Deion Sanders. And now he's telling us go find somebody else to do what Deion Sanders does. You can't have this both ways. I don't judge him for taking the job at Colorado. They probably increased his salary by something like 15 times, right? I totally all makes sense. But what he did was something that college coaches do all the time, which is you have to tell people 4-year, 10-year plans when your plan is always 1 year at a time. That's the only way that you could really pull that off. And so he came in and he sold a long-term vision for what was going on at Jackson State, but his goals and ambitions were always to be a Power 5 head coach. My take has always been he went to Jackson State primarily because he wanted to be a head coach, but didn't want to ever be anybody's assistant coach. So we had to find somebody that would give him a job and make him a head coach, and so he could have that on his resume, and then he could take that to try to get the job that he actually wanted. Jackson State was the place that could do it, and he did a lot of good work while he was at Jackson State. But all the bigger, grandiose notions of what he was doing for somebody else, no, it was what it always is. He did it for Deion, and that's fine if you don't tell us that you're trying to do this for somebody.
But can't he do both? Can't he go to a program and be there for 3 years, only have 5 losses like he did, and bring the attention? Maybe the next person won't be, prime time. They won't be as charismatic as he is, but he still did bring attention to it. And what I've seen from the athletic director and other people is they were grateful for him, and they talked about him going on, and something he signaled because of the financial disparities here.
No, he's very good, but I think the magnitude of the financial disparity is so much greater than anybody realizes. I think the magnitude of the financial disparity between HBCUs and other FCS schools, the smaller division in Division I, is bigger than people realize it is. So there's room to criticize him for the way that he has left and for the fact that his initial rhetoric is not in line with his ultimate.
Bomani, what would you have him do? What would you have the man do?
Oh, well, I wouldn't have come in the first place and said that God sent me here to fix HBCUs, and God decided that in the middle of it you were supposed to leave, right? I mean, like, the thing I've said is maybe God wants 10% of $5 million and not 10% of $375. If God can do math, I can understand why it is. He sold a dream and then walked out on the dream. People have the right to be critical of that. I also would have taken the job that he took at Colorado, right? It's not a judgment of the fact that he took the job, but this is not in line with what he told us for all these years.
Hey, man.
This
is like the media version of black on black crime, dog. Like, what the hell? So all these damn coaches do this shit. Deion does it. He goes from HBCU. He goes from HBCU he went undefeated in, and he gonna still coach them in the championship game, whatever bowl game they in. And the man, everybody was saying they wanted him to go to like a Florida State, which obviously I wanted. But they act like he went into, like, most of these coaches leave a school and they go into some cake job. This fool went to Colorado, dog. They ain't won a game. They tried.
1-11.
1-11 this year. So he went to a team that's 1-11. I mean, he getting all the and then out of his own mouth, he like, well, I'm not hating on him going to Colorado job. So all these coaches, and we're gonna say white coaches, do this shit all the time, dog. They be in a program, and if they get a better job, they roll out. There's one fool, I can't think of the one that was a USC coach that went from Alabama to Florida to USC. I think he going to somewhere else. You don't hear nothing about this dude, but now Deion do it, and of course they put the token black guy on the screen, and there he goes. And then up under you got sellout, and then I mean, come on, dog, like It's ridiculous.
They got it in quotations. They got that shit in quotations.
Like, stop it, dog. That man went undefeated this year at HBCU. And I saw this other thing where they showed all the money that he brought to the HBCU. I mean, it wasn't like that man brought his whole team. He had somebody to get him suits. He had these people. He had HBCU gets one game a year almost. I think it's that classic. I know Jackson State was on damn TV at least 3 or 4 damn games at least. I ain't never seen HBCU.
More than that, just about more than that. So they wrote so, and I'm sorry to jump in, but Deion, like you talking about that list, right? Deion had a 10-year contract with ESPN, American Airlines, where he leveraged his name. And that's what he's supposed to do, right? Just like what's about to happen in Colorado, we already see it, right? The portal is going nuts.
The portal's lit.
So you're talking about a dude who could literally take a 1-11 team, and I'm exaggerating because X and O still have to be played. He could take it a 1-11 team the next year, probably qualify to be in the playoffs.
Did you see the Alabama portal? They had like 8 or 9, five. These were 5. What they call them? The blue chip guys.
Yeah.
They had 8 of them in the portal, dog.
Yep.
If you Alabama, you go to the portal, you trying to get your ass up to Colorado. That's all you doing, dog. I'm telling you, man. Like, what are they talking about? He literally about to turn this whole team around
in one
damn year.
Yep.
And they over here talking about why would Deion take a. Now you're gonna be a problem because now he's gonna.
I mean, they just taking his I mean, I guess because he said he's supposed to be a savior or whatever for the HBCU.
But
he did. And
they went undefeated.
I know, awesome, but that's what they trying to take and spin. I'm not saying I'm spinning. I'm saying they trying to take.
I don't know the exact amount of millions that Deion brought to Mississippi, right? I don't know the amount of millions, but he brought them more money and more prestige in the last 2 years than they probably had in the past 20 years. New facility on the locker room. What else was it? The field. Like he's saying with the clothes and all that stuff. This dude changed the structure of HBCU, right? So now all you got to do, Eddie George, all you got to do, I can't remember. Gramblin's, what's my man's name?
Was that the one hating on him, that other coach?
Right.
One coach
all you got to do is put your money or put your efforts in like Deion did. But what it is you don't have that same pull that Deion has, right? You don't have that same clout, if you will. Now, here's what I feel is going to happen. Deion's going to go. So Deion had to break into coaching. All right. So boom, Jackson State, right? And Bomani said it. He didn't want to be an assistant somewhere, so he did high school. He then went to Jackson State to show that, hey, I can put a crew together. I can dominate. That's what they did. Now he's going into the college ranks with a bum ass squad, right?
Oh man.
Going with a bum-ass squad, he will change that program. And do you think he's staying in Colorado? He ain't staying in Colorado.
And Colorado even knows that.
Right. He ain't staying in Colorado. This dude may be there for maybe 2 or 3 years. And then he's off to one of the Power 5 schools. Florida State, maybe.
Hopefully my Seminoles.
Right. He's going to be a top or again, because you can't listen to what Deion says. Deion said that, like Bomani said, I was brought here to Jackson State, to blah, 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 and I'm going to stay at Jackson State. Can't believe it. Deion also said, I would never coach in the NFL. This is what I think is going to be the next thing. If it's not the Power 5, it's skipping right over and trying to get into the NFL as a head coach.
Yeah, because they definitely, I mean, yeah.
So
I mean,
even though he says that, no, I won't do that, that's what I think his
what gets on my nerves, man, is like the whole sellout side. Like, he went to the HBCU. They gave him the coaching job. He showed that he was a good coach. He showed he could build a staff. Your team literally went undefeated, and y'all about to play in a bowl game. So, in any job we have, you get a promotion, and you get to go. You get an opportunity and a promotion. He takes a promotion, but then the black coach that did it, now he a sellout because he left the black school. And I'm just like, dude, like give that same energy to everybody, dog.
Yeah, I don't think he'll sell out.
Energy to everybody.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he'll sell out.
So $375 was his salary, something like that, $375,000 a year, which they wasn't able to pay him or didn't pay him fully or something like that.
Well, he donated half of it, I think.
Right.
I forgot about it. He donated
$5 million. $5 million. 375 ain't the same as $5 million. Now, if it was one of these situations where he was making $3 million versus going somewhere making $5 million, at that point, I tip my hat to Bernie Williams, baseball player of the Yankees. Said it best when they went and gave Paul O'Neill, I think maybe two or three more million than he did or whatever. And they said, "Does that upset you?" He goes, "I can spend the same amount of money that he spends. I'm fine. 5 million, 10 million, it's we all live in the same." Yeah. So
I'm just waiting for next year. I want to see what it do.
It's definitely gonna be a change. But and then also he a good salesman. So Deion,
exactly.
I mean, Deion is like the college game. He could sell like shit. You know what I'm saying? I think he want to get in the ranks of beating like Saban and them. I think he want to beat them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I think he want to make it. He wanted to be equal. You know, like he want to get on the even play on. You know, he want to make it even.
First Take talking that shit too, dog. Like I didn't even know he was on CNN, dog. You on CNN talking about this?
So,
you really is running with this shit, dog. Like he was on.
Hey, it ain't even just him though. It ain't just him though, man. It's for shoot. I see friends on the timeline. They
This ain't no different than what we talk about black people holding black people back, dog. Why everybody not just supporting this guy? Like why are we like, hey, we can't wait to see what you do at Hey, Colorado ain't my damn team, but I mean, I would actually watch a game just to see
exactly.
what he do. Like that's what he brings.
Now this dude too, Deion Smart is again, because someone pointed out he's not the X's and O's guy. He ain't gotta be.
No. And sometimes you just got to be the Elon Musk.
But he knows, but he's been he's in the game to know a lot of shit too though. He got football knowledge too. Though.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not taking that away from him. But what I'm saying is, so I'm gonna speak about my fucking bullshit team. You people know their role. People have roles. People have roles in NFL, college. Well, it don't matter. You have a role. Dennis Allen is a hell of a defensive coordinator. I probably say one of the best defensive coordinators. He brought up. I'm just saying. Just hold off.
Oh no! I mean the killer Tom Brady.
Oh, so now with that said though, he's not a leader of men. That's where I see Deion as. He's a leader of men. He will get people to break through a wall, but he ain't got to know the X's and O's. This dude just took a coach from, I believe it was Kent State or something like that, to make
dude quit. Yeah, I seen that.
Head coach to be a coordinator.
Yeah, I seen that shit. I was like, damn, dude quit. Dude, damn. Like, I mean, but he probably ain't making no money either.
But what does that tell you though? But that tells you that people want to follow this man. He's laid some type of blueprint down, and that people are buying in on what he's doing. Now, what I'll tell you this, and I'm sorry to say this, and I'm about to stick my foot in my mouth. The talent level in HBCU is not that of the college program. I've watched several HBCU games where I'm like, and I love football, but I watch this and I'm like, this is not JV worthy, right?
Yeah.
So for Deion to dominate with some of the blue chippers that he ended up getting is a no-brainer.
Like the one he stole from my Seminoles, the receiver, the cornerback.
Exactly.
But that's what it takes, dog. You got to have. That's the whole, and that's another thing that pisses me off, dog. That's what college football is. Like HBCUs, there's no way for them to get better because if I'm a high-level recruit, why am I going to HBCU when I can go to Alabama, Florida State, or Clemson? Like, why am I going somewhere where people got to find me? Because, see, they said that dude made that big decision where he didn't go to Florida State, but he went there. He was still in the limelight because Deion was his coach. And now he's going with Deion to this Colorado team.
And you don't think
come on, bro.
you don't think for a second that dude knew the game plan before all of us?
Yeah. He probably pulled him to the side. Was like, dude, give me 2 years. Give me 2 years, and we out. That's probably all it is. And then then the man play receiver and cornerback, and you're literally with one of the best, I think the best cornerback there was.
Correct.
Training you, dog. Like, what?
Correct.
How do you beat that, dog? Like, that's all I'm saying. Don on mute, bro. Don ain't even. We can't even hear you, dog.
Yeah, no, I said the way Deion talking, shit, he probably told the athletic director, I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be here maybe 2-3 years. I'm out the door. He already knew. They already knew he was sliding through. He probably just like what he said. He probably
they made a business decision. They made a damn business decision. They made money with that business decision.
And that's shit. The money he making now, shit. He damn near making the same money he's making when he was in the NFL.
Hey, Rock, that was another thing that was on that list. They did what's that thing they do? The college game day. They did that at Jackson State.
Right.
They said that was like the second time they ever did that at HBCU, and they showed the money amount that brought to them. I mean, we're talking about millions of dollars, dog.
Exactly.
Man, come on, dog. Y'all, this Bomani dude on all these shows hating it with sellout on the.
But that's what he do though, man. Bomani like that's what he do, man.
I mean, at least get a white reporter.
Man, that's what he do. The black shit. He had the black dude, the square black dude, ask him, "So you sure?" Like you asked him. You know what I'm saying? So that's what Bomani do, man.
Black people that didn't like Deion leaving. Come on, we got